Hi, this is Superboo3. We are continuing the third case Bloodbath in Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Last time we were investigating the Frigidarium and we found that there were these symbols on the floor, and I think it marks where the Mithra temple is in St. Albans. So we're going to have to do something. Now remember, there was stuff like ropes and hooks which we could interact with, but we didn't seem to have a use for at the time. We also found some cubes and glass. I think those were both found at St. Albans, and we're going to now analyse those.
There are 12 pieces here. Let's try to gather them.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check which cubes have nothing underneath them, and I'm going to put all those cubes on the bottom. Then I'm going to check which cubes have nothing on the top, and then put those at the top, because I'm guessing that will show us the outside of the shape. Okay, so I've made it so that all of the top is flat and the whole of the bottom is flat. Now we're going to make sure that all of the edges are flat so that the bare faces are all to the outside, and I think that will actually be the solution to the puzzle. Okay, so looking at this, I managed to rotate some of the bottom squares. If you look really closely, you can see that, for instance, this one's got a pointy edge here and like a triangle shape, and this one's got a triangle indent, so I just kind of moved the squares around at the bottom to make sure all the flat sides were on the outside, and then to make sure that the shapes on the opposite squares matched up so that they could fit into each other. And now when I press R2, they actually go into each other like that. So I'm going to try the same thing on the middle and the top now. So I'll just be back in a moment. Okay, so if you look at these top squares, I do need to move them around a bit still. But this one has a triangle point and this one has a triangle indentation, so I want to rotate this cube here so that triangle part faces this bit, and this hexagon socket goes into this one. Then that'll just leave me to turn this one, which has, I can't quite see what the point is, but that kind of wedge shape would fit into this one, so I know how to rotate them, so I'm going to do that. Okay, having done that, now when I press R2, all of those ones fit in. So now I'm just going to have to do the same thing here on the inside, and I should have the solution. So I'll be back with you shortly. And fingers crossed I've done this.
It is a mould, and it is ready for casting. The mould is prepared for casting. We just need to fill it with certain material. Sir Rodney has made a reconstruction of the mythical golden knife. He seemed unafraid of maledictions, and yet...
So it looks like we're going to be making the knife now.
Now let us see what we have here.
Whoa, that's so cool.
This knife is very similar to that described by the coroner as the weapon that killed Sir Rodney.
You should not leap to any hasty conclusions, Watson.
Okay, just looking at this puzzle, the thing you want to do is try and make the border first. I think that's the most sensible technique. Okay, so I was only sticking to the border, and look how easily I put this together. It took me less than a minute.
Done. Watson, could you please use this negative and your photographic equipment to process the photograph? Thank you, Watson. Now I must use reagents to develop the photograph. Another archaeologist, most probably. Sir Rodney. Ice. Ice cream in the desert. We are indebted to the Romans who developed the technique. The pyramids of Giza in Egypt. salt. Ice cream.
So that's it. Salt and crushed ice may help to create ice cream.
Okay, so this mould form and this strange wound suggest the weapon.
Let us try to create an object from silver by using the mold. It will take a minute to melt the silver with my gas burner. Done. Now I can proceed further.
That is one powerful gas burner.
The mold is hot. I should wait for it to cool down. A homemade silver knife. Excellent. We have created a knife with the silver that we found. It could have been used to kill Sir Rodney.
It was extremely clever to create a weapon that could dissolve at the scene of the crime.
Okay, so the silver knife would have been used inside the brazier to destroy the weapon. Okay, we're going to look at the salt and ice and the glass plate negative, I think. Maybe something to do with the weird ice cream thing. Oh, that's interesting. Because would never have thought of that myself. I was actually thinking this makes Garrow look really suspicious because he said the knife was golden, but he could have seen a golden knife because of his medication and he was hallucinating. And an ice knife could appear any colour, I guess, if someone threw it through the air onto the brazier. The silver would have been from the silver that Garrow threw on there because he thought he was protecting himself from evil spirits.
Ice, salt, and then the mixing. It should be elementary. We need to reach minus 20 degrees Celsius to fully freeze the water inside the mold. Before beginning, I must remember that I have enough ice and salt for no more than 4 attempts.
Okay, looking at this now, I'm suddenly a lot more suspicious of...
Holmes, look. The temperature is reducing.
anyone who's not Garrow, because Garrow actually said he threw silver onto the brazier, as in he thought that was going to keep ghosts away or something. And we read something that suggested that that's what people did. I think one of the other two probably is the... I really do suspect the archaeologist guy. When we ask a few more questions I might have a better conclusion. Whoops. But that's who I'm thinking. It's the archaeologist guy at the moment. I think we've actually done it this time. Yeah, it looks like we can reach the target temperature.
Excellent. Now we must check to ensure that it is adequately frozen. An ice weapon for a cold-blooded murder. An ice knife. A surprising and yet a very brilliant idea.
It's the perfect weapon. It enables one to kill a man and then it melts. The only trace it leaves is a small puddle on the ground.
Yeah, I definitely think that this is the murder weapon. Okay, I'm back at Scotland Yard and we're going to interrogate the suspects. I now think that the ice weapon is the most likely weapon because of the unexplained liquid in the blood. It was watery, there's more excess blood and there was a lot of water in the wound. Now that's most likely due to an ice weapon. The silver weapon does seem like a good red herring to make Garrow the suspect, but I really do think that Garrow was being crazy and superstitious due to his medication. Now we're going to go and interrogate the suspects, and I'm going to hope to prove my point.
Perhaps you could explain the cult of Mithras to me.
No, there is nothing to say. We are not the worthy ones.
But Sir Rodney believed that he was.
He was wrong. I have visions. The golden knife, the mummy. Oh, it's all my fault.
Calm down, Mr. Garrow.
Okay, I think Garrow's acting crazy because of his drugs, and they're making him hallucinate. I think he's a victim.
What can you tell me about Mithras?
Oh, so much. It was the core of our work. Why do you ask?
Were you seeking the golden knife?
I see you are an amateur. Yes, the golden knife was our grail. It is said that it bears the only text explaining the ritual of the cult of Mithras.
I understand. I read something about immortality.
A myth. The knife would provide immortality only to the worthy one, and yet it is cursed, and it would kill you if you are not initiated.
Did you expect to find the golden knife at the baths?
Well, Sir Rodney thought that it might be there. Did you observe the knife representations there? They are so extraordinary, and we had hoped... It is a tragedy that he has passed away, taking all of his secrets with him. As soon as I've been released, I will continue Sir Rodney's researches in his memory.
So it looks like Blinkhorn gets to take over everything, so he's got the most to gain.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. The paintings in the baths are focused on Mithras, I understand.
Yes, they are what make this place remarkable.
And that is why Sir Rodney came here?
He believed that the golden knife, which is an ancient ritual item, was hidden somewhere around the baths. I admit that it would be wonderful if it were true.
And you are not concerned by the reputation of this artifact?
You mean the curse? Before someone is dead, it is a blessing. After they are dead, well, then it becomes a curse.
I like his comment. So I'm going to definitely blame Blinkhorn for this. Okay, so we're back at St Albans. I'm going to gather the rope, which is here to the left somewhere if I remember correctly. And there were some hooks over this way. And now we just need to find where to place these hooks. Okay, I've just run past these statues and I noticed that I can examine this bridge here. Yeah, looks like we can do something.
We should use these metal rings to help us reach the bridge pulley. There might be something behind these leaves. I have to find a way of getting there.
I foolishly seem to think that the hooks with the rope would be enough to get there, but now I remember that they mentioned some kind of crossbow device. So, I'm going to have to just look around. Oh yeah. Okay, this looks like something. There's a bow on the table. This reminds me of the bit with the cart in the train one. It seems a bit temperamental. But how I place it. Oh, there we go. Okay, after assembling my crossbow, I'm back at the bridge, and hopefully this should do it.
Those rings on the bridge are perfect targets. This one is ready.
I'm not going to lie, this is taking me a lot of attempts, so I've just cut all of the misses out.
This one is ready. The bridge is ready. Now I must cross it.
Okay, this is an atrocious mini game. We just have to shift the direction of the arrow using L2 and R2, and then when we're steady we can press X to step forward.
Watson, come here. I have found something.
Are we inside the hidden temple of Mithras, Holmes?
I am not sure. We had better be careful.
Okay, I'm guessing we're going to have to use that initiation type wall post that we saw to get past this area. Okay, so I looked at the pictures in the book for the initiation ceremony, and this was the only symbol which was on the bottom of the chart, so I'm guessing we have to go this way. And I'm just going to progress as according to the rest of the chart. And having checked through, this is the correct symbol. Okay, we've come to this weird puzzle which seems to be just trial and error. I'm just going to do the solution now because I tried this a bunch of times and I couldn't actually work out if there was going to be a systematic way to do it. But there's the solution. Okay, looked at the book again and I need to go through the path with a helmet. Oh, apologies if I've been unclear. This is the picture we're talking about. Anyway, as we're on now the fourth door, we're going to go through this one, which is on the right of the fourth tier, which is this weird symbol here. Okay, this time it's the sickle and moon. Okay, and now for the next one, it's going to be this symbol here. Now we're in the final area. Okay, the final symbol is this one. I'm just going to run up this way. So, let's go left.
Look, it's the golden knife. But how to get it? This lamp is not old. The oil is still fresh. Perhaps Sir Rodney passed by here.
No, I do not think so. Remember, he went no further than the catacombs underneath the Frigidaria. The murderer left this lamp.
Okay, looks like we're going to have to try and open this gate. I'm guessing this weird mechanism on the wall's got something to do with it.
Watson, I need your help.
Yeah, anyway, I'm certain it was Blinkhorn who did the murder this time. I've absolutely no doubt at this point now. But I certainly don't think the golden knife was actually used. Like I said, I think the other guy was hallucinating. I hope I can get back out of this. Looks like we've found the knife. But you can only reach this with 2 people, so Blinkhorn's gutted.
Mithras. A long-lost relic has resurfaced. Watson, it is time to conclude this case. Excellent. Now, we should find another way of getting out of here.
Okay. Yeah, Blinkhorn being vengeful. Yes. Okay, yeah, that's exactly the outcome I wanted. No, I'm going to condemn Blinkhorn. I'm not really into believing that this was any kind of just murder or anything. Plus, he clearly tried to frame one of the other guys, which I don't like.
I'm feeling rather uncomfortable. Why have I been put into these cuffs?
I fear that you had better get used to them, Mr. Blinkhorn. They are your reward for the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe.
What? No, that's a lie.
It is regrettable, for you are a talented archaeologist. I will request that you are placed in a prison where you are unable to dig an escape tunnel. That is, of course, if they decide that you shall live.
You...
The consulting detective who salutes your intelligence in performing the perfect crime, yes, but also the gentleman who detests your motivation.
You know nothing.
You wish to be the one who would reveal this to the world.
Is that the golden knife? How...
I also like to dig, you see. I only followed your trail. Such a pity that there is always someone willing to steal your credit, wouldn't you say? And there was the chance of a lifetime. You had to take it. It was not to be shared.
It...
But now I am here, and there is no one who will stop the tread of justice, Mr. Blinkhorn. Goodbye.
I'm happy with that decision. I am slightly irritated. By clicking the conclusion, I didn't get to escape from the temple. But yeah, I'm completely happy with that decision. I have no doubts that he did the murder. Everything completely fits with that ending as well. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching, and it looks like we've finished another case, so on to the next one. Until next time, bye.